Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Sunny Bancholi, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such industry stalwart on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Ms. Dharshana Karthik. She is an accomplished IT expert with 2 decades of experience, a certified coach and digital transformation enthusiast, specializing in business development and talent transformation, helping accelerate customer success. As someone certified in leading digital transformation and innovation by INSEAD Business School, France, and a certified sales professional by Celonis and TCS, she is recognized for her expertise in business development, digital transformation, thought leadership, talent development, program management, strategic influencing, team leadership, and target orientation. In her current role as VP of Customer Success and Growth at TVS Next, she is spearheading the building of the APAC business, creating short and long-term sales plans, meeting revenue goals, and managing key customer relationships. Her responsibilities also include identifying cross-sell and upsell opportunities, overseeing sales reporting and operations, and collaborating with the practice and marketing teams for increased sales. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, Ms. Karthik.
Thank you, Sunny. Thank you for the opportunity, and I'm happy to be here sharing my experiences with you.
So to begin with, could you provide a brief overview of your professional journey and the key milestones that have shaped your career in IT over the past 18 years?
Of course, I'm happy to share that. I have about 2 decades of experience in IT, predominantly in sales, involving client-facing engagements across the globe and talent development spanning across diverse teams. I'm experienced at working with business leaders as a transformation partner to help accelerate their growth. And I had an opportunity to work with 5 CEOs and various CXO level leaders who have helped shape my career at various points. I started my journey as a developer, and I believe in Darwin's theory of survival of the fittest. This led me to be proactive and volunteer for taking up additional responsibilities in my early years. And I was able to stand out very early in my career and really fast track to be a team lead and project lead within a year of my joining as a trainee. And the first milestone in my career was actually a presentation that I did for a center head and some of the senior folks at Tata Consultancy Services, which is my first alma mater. And I was able to reimagine some key processes in the company and present it in a very simple way in the form of a 3D model. And the creator of the process was also there listening to my presentation. She was super impressed. And that's when the senior management noted me for my presentation skills, out of the box thinking, and allowed me to lead my team. And this particular project, it was actually a pension plan for US insurance company. And we very successfully completed the project in no time. This actually was my first stepping stone in the leadership direction. And within 2 years, if you see, I was working for a client who was the vice president at an American multinational investment bank. My role in this particular project was as a process quality assurance manager. And normally, very, very senior folks in the company get this, but I was just 2 years experienced. And fortunately, I cleared the interview with this particular vice president. And he was actually a very, very demanding customer to manage, but he recognized my contribution and allowed me to represent him for many strategic meetings in the company. And this opportunity helped shape my strategic thinking capability. Well, like all women, after my maternity break, I wanted to take a lighter role, and I was asked to head talent development for Chennai, and this was also for Tata Consultancy Services. Here, my responsibility was to look after the learning and development needs of 65,000 employees. TCS, if you see, they are currently 6 lakh plus employees, very large organization, and Chennai was the largest, in within TCS. And at this time, Mr. N. Chandra, current Tata chairman, was the CEO of TCS, and Mr. Damodar Padi was the CLO. Mr. Chandra actually set us an audacious goal of upskilling 1 lakh employees within a year in digital skills. And those were the days when classroom training was happening. So our CLO conceptualized the concept of 5A learning, which is anywhere, anytime, anyone, any content on any device. I was entrusted with the task of creating the first online program and virtual lab for technology in TCS, and helped implement new learning culture for TCS using 5A learning model. Well, I was entrusted with the task of creating the first online program and virtual lab for technology in TCS, and I helped implement the new learning culture for TCS using 5A learning model. And this was a winner of Brandon Hall Gold for Anywhere, Anytime Learning. And we also got ATD's Best of Best, Stevie Gold Award. These are just a few awards that at an international level, the company won because of this particular initiative. And I was also managing the team across the globe that was responsible for building other digital courses and the successful deployment of this entire digital drive. And we were able to reach this target within a year as set by Mr. N. Chandra. This was a key milestone in my career and helped start my interest in digital transformation. And at first, I helped with the digital talent transformation and then helped customers in their digital tech transformation journey after I moved on to my next role as an MFTM consultant. I worked with Mr. Anant Krishnan, CTO of TCS, now retired, and Mr. PR Krishnan, Executive Vice President, he's also retired, for the creation of Machine First Delivery Model, or MFTM, which was our company strategy for many years at that time. And this was another key milestone in my career, because working with such people, creating an AI talent plan and an AI strategy for the company, it was really, a very, very amazing turning point in my career. And this didn't help kickstart another phase, which is my entry into sales and customer relations. And this journey continues till today. I've managed global customers and headed sales within Enterprise Intelligent Automation Unit in TCS for UK and Europe. My next stint was heading partner sales for Google Unit for the APAC geo. And this was also within TCS. Google Cloud was becoming very popular, and TCS wanted to strategically handle all three clouds separately. This was a new unit, and along with a handful of leaders, I set out to create a unit which is 2,000 people strong today. I program managed setting up Google practice COEs, managing different stakeholders across the globe, ensuring timely delivery, setting up governance, a platform for building accelerators, focusing on new business development across APAC geo, and so on. Making my mark there, I thought I should put my skills to use elsewhere. That's when I got an opportunity to be Vice President of Customer Success and Growth for APAC at TVS Next. After working in a large company like TCS, this felt like working in a startup mode. In the last 1.5 years, I was able to build a successful sales team, train them, create the entire sales process, and win deals to add revenue to the company. There are some key women leaders who have shaped my career too, which I would like to make mention. Ms. Swarnasudha Selvaraj, a very strong woman leader who gave me an opportunity to work at talent development at TCS. She recognized my strengths and helped hone my skills and provided valuable feedback to improve my weaknesses. Ms. Muthulakshmi, an egghead who believed in rekindling my tech skills and sales skills, gave me an opportunity to work as UK and Europe sales head at EIA and APAC head at Google Unit. She guided me at every stage in that part of my journey to make me successful. Miss Jayashree Natarajan, who's a wonderful mentor and a woman leader who I look up to and get inspired, guides me in my current career journey. These women have been there through my tough times and have taught me that tough times never last, but tough people do, and helped me continue in my career. This is my career journey, Sunny.
Ms. Karthik, thank you for the excellent start to this interview. And I must say, your career journey is truly inspiring.
Thank you.
So, continuing our conversation, given your indelible expertise in digital transformation, is there a project you have spearheaded with some of the greatest and most transformative outcomes?
Yes, there are many, but let me just think of one or two which may make an impact. In my earlier stint, when I worked with Tata Consultancy Services, I was a key contributor in creating machine first delivery model. I just mentioned about it. The business strategy for this, it was actually for digital transformation, and this has been trademarked by TCS. It was a proud moment for all of us. And evangelization of this MFTM concept to about 250 customers within TCS was a Herculean task because I had to complete it within 3 quarters. And I did it in a stride. And there's always a challenge when you try to implement a new strategy. And I had the same for a US based company who's a global leader in medical technologies. Now, we were helping them transform their legacy apps and move to the cloud. And I was spearheading the project, and there were 3 teams involved. 2 within TCS, like there was a industry unit team, and there was a horizontal, which was my team, plus the customers team. And there were a lot of initial hiccups as the tech was new, and we ourselves were at an initial learning phase. It was just a raw strategy, and this was the first customer where we were trying to implement it. Managing different stakeholders, ensuring that the team was abreast in new tech, ensuring strict governance mechanism to improve delivery, so that we can actually deliver transformational outcomes like improved productivity and reduce downtime for the mission critical applications, faster time to market for the products, and so on. This was a very, very challenging one, and I was able to successfully do it within a year. Even in this current company, we are actually helping a US-based lending customer in their digital transformation journey. And we had to deliver a project in very tight timeline. And during discovery phase, we did not anticipate some of the behavioral changes which may impact performance at a later date. But those behavioral changes, kicked out when the module went into production, and there was a huge performance issue. And while I ensured that the team worked to identify the problem and fix the issue, I had to also manage the stakeholders at the customer end, trying to tell them, why this did not work, because they're non-tech people and they could not comprehend why, this important module is having so much of performance issues. And explaining to them in layman's term why this has happened and how we are working around the clock to fix the issue so that there is no significant impact. This was another area where, we were able to help the customers and bring in transformational outcomes.
Sounds incredible. So, Ms. Karthik, building onto that, you have received over 40 awards and recognitions. Could you highlight a few that you consider particularly significant, and how have they impacted your professional journey?
Sure, definitely. While I have got many awards for my individual performance, the ones that I'm very proud of are my contributions that helped a company win, international awards like Brandon Hall Award Gold and Silver for the best L&D team, best learning organization globally awarded by ATD, which is the Association of Talent Development, Leapwalt Award by Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and so on. I played a key role in the creation of MFTM AI strategy, and this contributed to TCS talent development team winning gold for outstanding talent development practices. And out of the 4 eligible categories at the Stevie 2020 Awards for flagship deep skilling programs and MFTM AI talent framework, this award was given for the achievement in the ML and AI area. And I was recognized as an Inspire candidate which was a recognition and special privilege given for continuous top performance over the years within Tata Consultancy Services. And during my tenure, I worked with Mr. Ravi Vishwanathan. He's the current managing director of TVS Supply Chain, but he was the then CMO of TCS. I worked with him for creating a storytelling initiative called Contextual Masters, which brings out the stories of experienced employees in TCS who build up deep knowledge about the customer's business and technology landscape on the job, and use the contextual knowledge to create value for the customers. In fact, I was myself recognized as a contextual master for MFTM out of 450,000 plus employees in TCS at that time, where only 10,000 associates are conferred the title and branded as contextual masters. I was part of the first 10,000. I also worked with Mr. Rajesh Gopinathan, ex-CEO of TCS, on a gamified group learning initiative called Learn for Life. This was actually a strategic initiative to address the challenge of collaboration within an organization of the size of 6 lakh plus employees. I architected Learn for Life, a peer learning platform, by working closely with the talent acquisition group, HR, marketing, leadership, right from conceptualization to implementation. And this initiative was not only recognized by our CEO, but also many of our customers, as it helped in continuous learning and improved collaboration among teams. And I was given Star of the Quarter award for my continuous contribution to this initiative. While working as a partner sales head for APAC in Google unit, I contributed to TCS being recognized as the Expertise Partner of the Month, Breakthrough Partner of the Year award, and enabled TCS to move to the third position among all the other GSIs globally. And for this, I received a Star of the Month and on-the-spot award for my contribution. I also played a key role in positioning TCS in analyst surveys like Gartner, Forrester, Everest, and HFS. And I personally like 3 awards that I won during my school days as part of Bharat Scouts and Guides. I got the President's Award, the Governor's Award, and the Best Outgoing Student for Guides. The journey itself was very enriching and memorable.
Exceptional. So, Ms. Karthik, now that we have discussed your career journey, your professional pursuits, roles and responsibilities, your awards and recognitions, let's dive into the subject of ESG and corporate governance. So, here is my next question to you, and a very obvious one. How and when did you develop an interest in ESG and corporate governance?
My interest in ESG started during my college days, actually. I was part of the NSS team, and we used to do a lot of services like planting trees, creating awareness about the issues of using plastic, and so on. And TCS also played a special role in helping me contribute to ESG. See, this continued in my TCS journey, and over the years, we had several awareness sessions. We also had to complete some mandatory online courses on ESG. This kind of, taught me more on what is it that I have to give back to the society. It made me understand what are the different ways in which the carbon footprint of an organization can be divided into scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 of carbon emissions. These scopes also follow the greenhouse gas protocol generally used in ESG reporting. And if you see, scope 1 emissions are direct emissions, while scope 2 and scope 3 are indirect emissions. And in fact, scope 1 emissions occurs from sources owned or controlled by a company, and scope 2 emissions are supply chain emissions associated with the purchase of electricity, steam, heat, or cooling, and are a result of the organization's energy use. And if you look at scope 3 emissions, they're all supply chain related emissions. And every organization must work towards net zero emissions for a sustainable future. And to that, you need to identify the scope of the emissions, quantify it, then analyze it, the data, to understand the data and how to tailor and implement an effective decarbonization strategy. All these learnings within Tata Consultancy Services intrigued me, and that's how I started developing an interest in ESG and corporate governance.
All right. So, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
At TCS, I was actually working with our center head for Chennai, Mr. Suresh Raman, in the ESG committee. We have our own ESG committee for every center. And I used to help with the audit of some of the practices followed within the company for ESG. And there were several initiatives that we had, like creating a man-made lake in Siraseri for rainwater harvesting. And this lake was also used for cooling some of the equipment and helping in tree planting initiatives. I used to participate in that, and cleaning the beach drive, ensuring that we don't use plastic bottles, for water, and instead place glass jugs in all the conference rooms, use less paper for printing. So we used to monitor the use of printout, and we used to have an app to do that, and ensuring that we use, low carbon glass and other sustainable materials for decarbonizing facades for new building construction. So I was being part of the committee. I used to look at what are the things that I used, and we used to visit, companies like Saint Gobain, check out what kind of materials that they're using, so that we can use as much as possible sustainable materials for the new buildings. And I also contributed to provide requirements for an app actually within TCS to track carbon footprint across the company. It's easier to at some level track scope 1 and scope 2, but scope 3 was very, very challenging. And for that, we used to have that app, and each individual had to give out details on how they are using, reducing carbon footprint within their homes during their travels and so on. So and reducing scope 1 and scope 2 also, we used to identify focus areas for strategic changes and to work towards net zero emissions for a sustainable future.
Moving forward, Ms. Karthik, since you belong to ITscape, so let's discuss technology in detail. What are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? That is part A. And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of technology like AI, ML, blockchain, big data, Web 3.0, etc.?
I started my journey at the fag end of the mainframe era, and the advent of Java and the internet era. That's where I began my journey. And over the years, the tech landscape has changed so fast that it was really tough to catch up. Initially, every year, some new technology came into existence. But now, within months or weeks, we see a lot of change. And the biggest change was, for us, as part of TCS, I saw that moving from waterfall to agile methodology. That was a really big change. And as a company, we had to change the mindset, unlearn what we had learned earlier, and relearn new stuff. And those days, we used to work in projects that came into production after a year or so. But now, if you see, we look at weekly sprints, bi-weekly releases, and so on. And customers no longer have to wait for ages to see what the final product is. They don't have the patience. So every 2 weeks, they will be able to see a new feature. And then, then and there, they can let the delivery team know that whether this has met the expectations or not. And if you look at the advent of IoT, AIML, big data, and so on, it has changed the ball game altogether. These technologies will revolutionize the way businesses operate and interact with their customers. They have the ability to automate the entire infrastructure, making it easier and smarter for us to supervise the industrial processes in detail. They also allow us to utilize their data for these data that they're collecting for analytics. And if you look at the convergence of IoT, blockchain, and AI/ML, is at the forefront of driving the digital transformation. And organizations that embrace this powerful fusion can unlock new opportunities, enhance operational efficiency, and create transformative experiences for their customers. And AI plays a pivotal role by augmenting the capabilities of big data analytics and IoT platforms across various market segments. And in fact, the synergy between AI and IoT accelerates the benefits of digital transformation for consumers, enterprises, industrial entities, and government agencies. And I'm currently working with several manufacturing and automobile customers who are taking the advantage of using IoT AI to improve their businesses. And in fact, customers who embrace these technologies earlier will be better positioned to take advantage of the opportunities they present and stay ahead of the curve.
Ms. Karthik, thank you for sharing such amazing insights into different subjects. So this brings us to the last question of the session. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the team of World Development Corporation?
This initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and this whole, World Development Corporation is amazing. It's excellent. It gives, people like us an advantage to kickstart our career in this area, and a very good community to build and to network, and, to share what our learning experiences are, plus learn from others while we are at it. This, I feel, it's a very, very good initiative that you have taken, and I'm happy I'm part of this initiative.
Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you, Ms. Karthik, for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.
Thank you, Sunny.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.